a dish called the Phyllo Pastry Parcel. And with that, I'm adding in the bacon and an avocado salad to actually accommodate it and complement the dish. What we would require for this dish is your Phyllo pastry, your cheese, spinach, your butter, cream cheese, pepper, salt, olive oil, mushrooms, and your steak. This steak has actually been prepared last night. I have seasoned it with salt, Robertson spice, steak spice, and a bit of oregano powdered and thyme powdered. However, the bacon and avocado salad would require bacon bits, 1 avocado, mustard to make the dressing, lemon juice, and salt and pepper. So now we shall go ahead. So I'm going to go into the kitchen and I'm going to start preparing whatever we do require. Prepare our dishes for the Phyllo pastry. So I'm going to take a bit of olive oil and I'm going to put it into a hot sizzling pan. And then I'm going to throw in some bacon, the steak, put it in chisel. And then I will take some of the sauce and I'm going to throw it in to get a bit of some liquid. So on the other pan, I'm busy putting in some olive oil, as well as in the other pan as well, where I'm putting some olive oil for the mushroom and for the bacon. So in this pan in the back, I'm throwing the bacon to actually now sizzle off there. And then I'm going to put in the mushrooms. The mushrooms need seasoning. So what we're going to do is going to add a bit of pepper and some salt, taste. So that's done. So now we are going to actually see to the steak that it's actually getting done. The steak doesn't have to be cooked too much because we need some moist out of the steak. So what we will do is that we're going to just cook it lightly because it's going to cook in the oven as well. While we are busy with that, I'm going to just stir up the mushroom to see how it's getting done. The mushroom mustn't have any water. The water needs to be taken off and not overcooked as well. So the bacon is actually getting done here as well. And as you can see, the bacon is getting sauteed with a bit of olive oil, not too much because bacon gives out oil. Mushroom is getting done. And the steak as well. As you can see, the steak is giving out some water, but that's fine. It will actually come up right. As you know, we're not going to overcook it as well. I'm going to put it a bit higher so we can get it sorted out. So while it's cooking, just want to carry up the plate. And the steak has to be cut in long strips so it's easy to actually set it in when you're actually setting in for the pie or the pastry parcel. So everything is now busy cooking, getting nice. Smells divine in this kitchen, by the way. So what we'll do, we'll just swap up the pans where it's hotter so the steak can get done quickly. And make sure when you're actually doing the steak, it's got to be in a non-stick pan. It makes it easier for you so the stuff doesn't get stuck into the pan when you're actually preparing your dish. Now we can see the steak is really getting done nicely. We're just waiting for it to dry and we'll take it off. And so is the bacon. I have now prepared the steak. It has been done. The spinach has been done. We also have the cream cheese and the mushroom has been done. Now we are going to assemble the phyllo pastry pie, or it's a phyllo pastry pie, depending how you pronounce it. Okay, now we're going to actually put in some margarine or butter, and I have butter here melted in the bowl. So now we are going to put in some nice butter in. We're going to throw in some black pepper onto the pastry, and we're also going to throw in salt, a bit of salt to give it some nice taste over it. Then we're going to go with the next sheet. So you have the preference of how many sheets you want. So I'm going to be using 10 to 12 sheets because I have a big family and I'm going to actually do a big phyllo pastry parcel for them. So now we're going to put in again more salt, a bit of black pepper, and then we're going to put in another sheet. Now as you can see, the sheets are very thin, and with phyllo pastry, especially phyllo pastry, you need to work fast because it tends to dry up quite fast. So we have to work very fast with this so that it doesn't dry up. Okay, so as you can see, I am working very fast. A bit of salt again, and a bit of pepper again, and then your next sheets. You can also do it with how many sheets you want. You can even put the butter on one sheet, and then you can add in 2 sheets, and after 2 sheets add in butter and salt. But I would prefer it actually being a bit crispy because my family and my children love crispy and nice, lovely phyllo pastry pies. So at the end, you are now coming, I'm actually coming towards the end. So I put in 12 sheets already, and I'm busy now with the second last sheet. And again, salt and a bit of black pepper, and this is the last sheet. Now if your sheet is torn in between, please don't stress about it, because if it's going to fold up into the pie and it's going to become crispy, so you won't even know that your phyllo pastry sheet has been torn. You can just cover them up. It's for your, make sure your last sheet has got enough butter and the edges are nicely filled in with butter or margarine, whatever you prefer, because you don't want it now to open up while it's in the oven baking. Again, black pepper and a bit of salt, and now we're going to start setting the pie. So what you'll do is, now this is spinach, which I actually put in a bit of olive oil, pepper and salt, and I've done this earlier on. So now we are going to take it and we're going to now paste it into the pie. Try not to set your pie towards the edge because you are going to fold the pie, okay, or the parcel. So we're going to put in a bit of spinach in between. As you can see, layer it nicely at how big you want your phyllo pastry parcel to be. Okay, and you can see as well, it's not overcooked to like pup. It's actually cooked nicely, so you can, when you cut it, it's going to be nice as well. So you take your cream spinach, cream cheese, and then you paste it over. You can put enough if you want to, because we're going to make 2 layers here. Okay, and then you're going to take your steak and you're going to put in your steak, put enough steak in between. Make sure the edges have steak as well. Then you take your mushrooms and you throw them in on top. And then you have cheese. So you sprinkle some cheese on top. And a lot of cheese would be nice. And now we're going to pat it a bit because we're doing the next layer. Okay, so now we will start again with the spinach. And a bit of your cream cheese again. You can blob it over it. Steak again. And then your mushrooms again. Bearing in mind all these mushroom and so on and the spinach has been already seasoned. And there we go with the cheese again. Now we're going to close up. So you make sure the edges, because you have put butter in there, the edges are going to hold the pie. And if you can also put in more butter if you'd like, because now you are making it a parcel. So you close up the one edge, and then you close up the other edge, and then you hold up everything, and then you give it one turn. So what happens here now, everything is intact. So everything is actually in a parcel. So you can put in a bit of margarine again, or your butter. And now we're going to close up the edge. As you can see, it's a neat parcel. We're closing up the edge, and you give it one more turn. So it's nicely sealed now. As you can see, your parcel, this is the Phyllo Pastry Parcel. So what we are going to do now, we're going to put it onto a pan, and we're going to put it in the oven to bake for 45 minutes. Okay. Even though this pan is a non-stick, but I always prefer to put in some spray and cook, so it's quite easy to come out. So you hold up your parcel. It could be very easy for you to handle, and you put it across your pan. Make sure it's completely closed in the edges so nothing comes off. Now it's in a parcel form. So what you do is you take in a knife, and then you will just slit it lightly, and then we're going to put in margarine, and we're going to throw in some sesame seeds. Okay, so you can, on the edge of your knife, you just slice it lightly, and you slice it again lightly, and you slice it again lightly. So now you take your butter, and now you're going to soak the Phyllo pastry in the butter. Brush it in nicely. Make sure it's got enough butter and it's covered with butter. There you are. The edges are nicely done, closed up. And there we go with the sesame seeds. Just throw some sesame seeds all over. And now it's ready to go into the oven for 40. Now, I have completed baking the phyllo pastry, actually the phyllo pastry pie or parcel. This is how it actually ended up at 170 degrees for 45 minutes. So now we are going to cut it into pieces, and now we're going to plate. So I'm cutting it out now in a parcel form. And then we're going to plate. You will find the fry on the top, it's a bit crispy, and that's the way we actually wanted it. So you leave that aside, and now we're going to take out. And if you had to look into the pie, if I hold it up to you, you will find out you have the layers as in the manner that we have put it in. You'll find the spinach, the steak, the mushroom, and the cheese, and so on. So now I'm going to plate it into a platter. You can pick it up, and this is how it looks. You can put it into a platter like that. And then I've also made a bacon and avocado salad. In the dressing I have here, I made a vinaigrette, a tablespoon of vinegar, a teaspoon of mustard, salt, and black pepper, and I put them together and combined it. So this is your salad dressing that would go over your bacon and avocado salad to go with your pie. And then I have some mint as your garnish. So like now we've completed the pie and everything has been done and completed. So this would be your, this is actually your phyllo pastry parcel ready to actually eat. And the reason I would like to join in the Taste Master is that I do have the potential to cook delicious plates, and I also have the potential to bring up new dishes, and I also like to be the one that's cooking out and feeding out to people. Thank you so much for this opportunity for me to actually be with you guys. Thank you. Bye.